Welcome to your Jumpstart Prospects to Profit. We're going to get right into what the agenda is. I want to help you recharge your batteries. I'm going to talk about who I am and how I can help you. Talk about spark plugs, which are your strategic partners, your accelerators, your influencers. How do we fill up the tank with prospects and how do we transform those prospects into profit? Put everything on cruise control with the right systems and then put a roadmap together for success for you. So, first things first, let's talk a little bit about who I am and what my story is. I'm an award winning internet marketer, radio broadcaster, and serial entrepreneur. You can see a few of the businesses that I've worked with over the years. And I own the GutClicks Flow system. Now, I own GutClicks Flow and GutClicks Social. And if you're doing the 7-day challenge, it helps you dive into both of those systems with a strategy. And this session, I'm going to be hoping that I'm useful to you. I know how it feels to sit in an office or a storefront and you're looking at your profit and loss statement and totally flipping out. I know how that feels. But I also know how to turn the faucet on to have those raging fans flow right into your sales funnels without being salesy, without being spammy, without being slimy. And I do more than tell you how to do it. I show you how to do it. I give you all the tools you're going to need all in one place, free for 7 days. Now, if you find this guide useful, please share it with a friend. And if you're the friend who's been the recipient of this guide, well, shoot me an email and I'll give you more stuff. And if you're serious about getting paying customers to your business, well, pop the hood and let's jumpstart your business. So let's go and get busy with this. So maybe your business has been sitting in the parking lot for a while, or maybe you've plateaued a little bit. Have you sent out the email blast to a dead list? Did you go to a trade show? You gathered up all of those business cards and they're sitting on your nightstand? I have one of those. There's so much dust in it. And maybe you need a system to keep those contacts, the website, the communications, and the cash flowing. Well, I've got the jumper cables. Toss me the keys to the machines that I'm using. So let's get busy with it. Prospects to profits. Let's jump right in. The first thing I want to talk a little bit about is your spark plugs. These are your strategic partners. These are the ones that spark ideas. They network. They help you connect to clients. Now, they might not necessarily be a client of yours, but they can help you get more clients in the future or help grow your business in another way. So some examples of spark plugs would be a referral partner, a competitor, an attorney would be a great example of a spark plug, an accountant, or me. I'd be happy to be your spark plug and cheer you on. They're your cheerleaders and they spark you to creativity and they push you a little bit to push the envelope. So what I'm going to ask you to do here in a little bit is to go into your CRM system with GutClicks Flow. I'm going to have you register, sign up for the free trial on that. And we're going to go in and identify our spark plugs by tagging them. Tagging is nothing more than labeling these customers. It's so important that you do this. So you just open up your CRM and GutClicks Flow and you tag your strategic partners with an SP or whatever is meaningful to you. I'm going to suggest SP because in our Find the Click group, our Facebook group, we're going to be using some of these acronyms so that we can easily identify what we have in the funnel. And so once you've tagged your strategic partner, you got a whole list of them, you can write to them and say, hey, I was working with so-and-so and I thought of you because might be a nice fit for this. Can we set up a time to chat? Here's a link to my calendar, which, by the way, is also in GutClicks Flow. How cool is that? And I'd love to run some ideas by you and see how we could work together, make some money together. Doesn't feel salesy, doesn't feel scummy. It feels helpful. It feels like you're ready to connect with somebody who's really going to get you flowing in the right direction. You can mark this as done and you can move on to the next thing on your list. The next ones we're going to talk about are your accelerator strategic partners and influencers. Now, these are the rock stars. These are the podcasts you've always wanted to be a guest on. This would be like Oprah, or it might be something a little smaller than that. And what you want to do is choose someone you want to get to know and let them know that you exist. So if you're an author, write to a podcaster. If you're selling paint, reach out to resellers who might be interested in selling your paint. If you're selling a service for weddings, reach out to the venues. You can use LinkedIn to research. You can use Google search and ChatGPT. My goodness, what a gold mine that is as far as researching the right questions. And later on, when you start to learn about GotClick Social, that thing will blow your mind. But that's another segment. So when you make a concerted effort to add one person to your network, that can be more than 250 relevant, not junk, not cold, warm leads. So if they reply, respond. If they have a social media group, join it. Contribute useful info to the group. Again, don't spam them with links to your stuff. Okay, so do you know 250 influential people at the moment? And more importantly, do 250 influential people know and like you? Leave reviews on their books and services. Buy their stuff. That is the best way to get on their good side for your accelerators. You need them. So the next ones I really want to talk about. We've gotten into your SPs, which are your strategic partners, and your ASP, your accelerator strategic partners. P3s are your first time exploring your product or service. Your P2, those are maybe they opted in for your special offer or your newsletter. That's what a P2 would be. A P1, that's your buyer, your profits. They are your raging cookie fans. Now, this is where your GotClicks Flow system shines. If you open up your CRM in GotClicks Flow and you tag your new prospects, so you can pull them up easily as P1s to P3s, this is where you can create a really juicy freebie, a webinar, a white paper, something relevant to what they're looking for. So for example, this webinar is an example of a juicy carrot that you could do for them. And while you're in that CRM system, you want to track those P3s. And I just put an example out here for you. So for daily tracking, maybe you added 5 P3s to your CRM system. Maybe you increased your mailing list by 20 names because you offered a really cool freebie. Maybe you did a special presentation at your local business group. Maybe you reached out to 3 SPs with lead magnets and joint venture opportunities. So share links with purchasers converting to profits. You want to know about profits, right? Well, we're going to talk about those here in just a minute. So you're going to sit there and say, Sarah, do I really have to do all of this? Can't I just lump everybody into one pot? Well, tagging your customers correctly is critical to success, especially if you're going to use GotClicks Flow. And I'm going to tell you, I made this mistake and it cost me my business for Chalky Paint. That's how deadly it was for me. I almost didn't write Find the Click because of this massive mistake. Now, Vermont Chalky Paint, I'm just going to talk about this. It was a non-toxic premium cabinet paint that was manufactured, made in Vermont. And we stored the paint in these jugs that we repurposed into mini jug lamps and gnomes during paint and sip parties. So here's where I went wrong. So if my customer in San Diego, they bought a Pro Pack to paint their kitchen cabinets, they didn't want an email about a paint and sip party coming up in Vermont. They wanted a how-to video on how to use the Pro Pack they had just bought. So do you see what I mean? Making sure that you tag all of these customers with relevant content is going to be critical to your success. So set up your GotClicks Flow correctly from the beginning. It's going to be so much easier to send relevant emails to those who want and crave what you have to offer. That's how important this is. So don't blow this step off. So we're just going to recap these tags. SPs, these are your strategic partners. These are your spark plugs. ASPs, accelerators, new strategic partners. These might be the podcasters that haven't heard of you, but you may have heard one of their stories and you write to them and say, hey, I really like what you said about such and such. I do such and such. I'd like to be a guest on your show. Example. P3s, these are your filler up prospects. Okay. So You got to give some to get some. Maybe you're giving away a white paper or maybe a special report or a webinar. And then they come in and they sign up for that. Then they become a P2. And then a P1 is somebody who's actually bought your product, and your P1s are your profits. Now they will just sing your praises like crazy. They are like spreading the gospel. So that's why I like to call them that they are your profits. And they're going to spread the good news about your services no matter what. And you'll love finding new ways to fill their tanks as they fill yours. So keep that in mind. So how do we put this all on cruise control? Well, once you have everybody tagged in your system, your SPs, your ASPs, let's focus on moving those new partners and prospects around from prospects to profits. So the object of the game is to move the ASPs, your accelerators, to SPs. They actually get to know you and they can be your spark plugs now, your strategic partners. Moving your prospects P3s to your purchasers, your P2s to profits, P1s, which are your raging cookie fans. And what you'll want to use is your automations and your pipelines in Flow. And using the GutClicks Flow, you can draw out how you want your pipeline to flow internally. You can use automations to lead those lead magnets to pull leads into your flow. And once your ASPs or your P3s enter into your automation, where the heck do they go? Where do they end up? So this is where you really want to develop a strategy. Once your ASPs or your P3 enters your automation, what's the process? How does a prospect become a profit client, spreading the good news about you everywhere they go? Well, ASPs, they may have answered your email and said, yeah, I'd like to have you as a guest on my podcast. So then you put them in your strategic partner automation. So relevant information is flowing to them. And then your P3 watched your free webinar and they want to upgrade to your DIY program. So you upgrade them to being a P2. A P1 may have completed their meeting and they're ready to sign contracts and get ready to welcome you to Profit P1 and just shower them with all the goodness that you have with your process. Now, wouldn't it be nice to have a system that actually gathers all of this information for you? So it's great to get from prospects to profits and all that clientele, but how do you really want to work with them? What's your end game in all of this? So now we need a map. It's great to go from prospects to profit clientele, but how many do you really need to work with? What's your end game in all of this? Your final destination? How do you know when you've arrived? Do you have a program that offers value and makes it easy for clients to buy from you? Or are you hand holding your clients at 10 p.m. on a Sunday night and you have absolutely no boundaries whatsoever? Here's where you measure your time and your value. What do you want to make this year? Mike Michalowicz has one of the best books I've ever read. It was life-changing for me. I had him as a guest on my show, Self Talk Radio Show. You can go out to selftalkradioshow.com, type in Profit First or Mike Michalowicz if you could spell it, and you will hear the most amazing interview. He's awesome as a guest. Buy the book, read it, and better yet, do it. And after you pay yourself first, do you know how many purchasers you want? How many profits do you need? And more to the point, I should say, how many of each of these do you need to hit your goal and be able to offer your raging cookie fans what they need, they want, and they crave? The next couple of pages in my workbook, they have a bunch of worksheets to help you kind of figure this out and break down your trip with some interesting stops along the way. So I'm going to hit you with a couple of things here. Um, I know you're thinking about this and it's like, do I really want to do all of this work? Well, either you are in a hobby or you're in a business. It's time for you to just stop effing around. It's where the rubber meets the road. It's time for you to really make some big decisions. And the number one thing is there's a lot of opportunity that's available to you in the internet marketing space, in the digital space. So the game has definitely changed. There's a couple of truths that I'm going to lay on you here. First of all, AI is here to stay. You can embrace it or you can watch your competitors leave you in the dust. Okay. Number two, there is no easy button. There's really, really hard work or there's really, really smart work. You can plant the seeds by hand or you can use a tractor. I'm giving you a tractor. I'm giving you all the equipment that you need free for 7 days for you to try it for yourself and videos to teach you how to use those systems. And truth number three, I'm not psychic. I can't predict your results and I won't insult you by trying. And I'm also going to invite you to work with me because there's some amazing opportunities out there. The lifestyle is absolutely amazing. There's a great work life balance available to you. I can do my work at 6 in the morning and finish by noon and go see my horses and groom them in the afternoon. I mean, high net profit. I did Vermont chalky paint and it was very difficult to do as a small business owner because I had to come up with the inventory and all the stuff. And I just was overwhelmed. Doing a paint company is something where you need a lot of back end stuff. It's easy to start and run a digital business, and it's exploding thanks to AI. Uh, there's just so many opportunities that are out there. You can do e-learning with professional services. You can do business coaching. You can do niche info products like belly dancing is out there. There's this guy that's been out forever teaching people how to play the piano who are middle aged. Probably I'm his perfect demographic. Knitting, making soap, painting furniture, personal life coaching. So all of these opportunities are out there. And there's also some different product types that I kind of want to talk to you about. And this is how they might be sold to reach that money goal that you might have in mind. We're going to delve into that a little deeper in a second here. So I'm going to break them out like a dinner menu because I'm hungry and, food is always cool. So I break this out into tastings, appetizers, the main course, the big cookie interactive, and cookie of the month. So let's talk about the first pieces here. A tasting is usually like a product under 30 bucks. So it could be examples like a special report or a worksheet or an ebook, something like that. So this prospects to profits is a perfect example of that. They're almost always used in sales funnels, better known as flows, where other sales are made like a tripwire. So basically, you buy the ebook for $4, and then you're offered three other resources for $27, and you reach the final product that might be a $97 or more product. It's pretty rare to have a business that only sells tastings. So it's just kind of whets your appetite for what's to come. And then the next one is your appetizers. These are usually between like 30 to 500 bucks, and they're a bit more in depth than just your tasting. These are almost always multimedia. It's like a class, it's a certification, it's a how to woohoo without boohoo. It's that kind of thing. So if your appetizer is 100 bucks, you need to sell 85 of those per month. That's just under 3 per day. That's 8 sales a week. So if you're trying to hit 100 grand a year, you got to do $8,500 a month. So you got to do, if it's $100 product, 85 of those a month. So this could be the end game to an order bump. So like I talked about earlier, your book sells for $4. You check a box to add another item for $27. And oh, by the way, you can have this item that's normally $497 and you can have it for $97 for a limited time. So, ticking the time clock can really move the needle on these things. Now, then you want to talk about the main course. These are your blockbuster courses you're accustomed to seeing online. Prices range between $500 to $900, or $9,000 they can even be. They're always multimedia. So PDF, video, audio. They're always mission specific. You don't build a website, build a system in 7 days kind of thing. The content is drip fed. So the video is sent to you via email every day. It's desirable information that you really, really want to receive. For many online info businesses, this is the cornerstone of the business. So if your modulated course, let's say, was 997 bucks, you need to sell 9 a month to exceed that $8,500 goal. So 9 a month. That's why, you sell up, and that's when you get into the main course. Now, some other businesses do it this way, which can be more predictable income. Cookie of the Month Club. So, a subscription business model is ranging between $10 a month to $300 a month. This is usually a multimedia content delivered in a membership site. You can also offer this more as a lower ticket coaching with pre recorded webinars kind of thing. For many businesses, this is their only product. And at $40 a month, you'd need 213 members and you'd exceed your income goal. So at $300 a month, you'd only need 29 members to exceed your goal. So it really depends on what you're trying to do here to give your customers value so that they're like, yeah, this is a no-brainer. Of course I should be doing this. And also being able to pay your bills. So the next one is the Big Cookie Interactive. So if you've nurtured those P1s, your profits, correctly, this is where they would live. They're a private Facebook group. They connect with others who are your raging cookie fans. They know all of your lingo. They know all of your acronyms. They're typically between 3,500 to 100K. Okay. They are the live classes. They are the masterminds, which could be $10,000 to $25,000. These are really high ticket coaching people. Okay. So at $3,500, you need less than 3 per month to exceed your goal. And at $997 a month, you need 9 of these to exceed your goal. So there's a lot more to the marketing piece of this. So you'll get more details in Find the Click, but here's a quick breakdown of what you've got to have so you don't miss the mark. They need to be irrationally passionate about what you're offering. They need to be great in number and easily reached. So those are the big 3 things that you need to be able to have taking some action with those clients. And what you need, well, you need to find their pain, give them a solution, and that's find the click. So if you can find what your client's pain point is and you're confident in your ability to solve it, you don't come across as being slimy. You're solving a problem for them that they would probably pay just about anything for. I think of the lion story and the little mouse taking the thorn out of the lion's paw. A picture just comes into my mind when I think of this scenario. If you're the mouse and you can pull that thorn out, that lion will pay you the lion's share of what you need to survive. So find the click unlocks your inner and outer success. And if you want to know exactly what you need, well, if you're putting all of this stuff together, you're going to need a web page builder. So ClickFunnels is out there. It costs about $297 a month the last time I was looking at it. If you want to do automations, there's a program called Keep that's out there that's good. That's ranging, I've seen it as low as $79. I've seen it at $197. I've seen email for MailChimp you can do for 0 to $200 a month, depending upon how many you have signed up, number of emails you're sending, that sort of thing. Chats are $15 to $19 a month. Appointments, Setmore you can use. That's $15 to $20. And CRM Salesforce is about $165 to $300 a month. So you're talking about spending anywhere between $700 to $1,000 per month. Yeah, got a headache, don't you? Wouldn't it be great if you had everything that you need all in one place? That's what GutClick's Flow is. You don't need to build a website. You need to build a system so that you can scale as your business grows sensibly and affordably. GutClick's Flow offers flows and forms and landing pages, appointment setting, phone, SMS, all in one place with one login, starting at $97 a month. And GotClick Social is also available. And that's everything you need to do all of your social media for 1 hour. There's my note. 1 hour a week. Yeah. has RSS feeds. It's amazing. It's also powered by AI, so you can blow away all of your blogging, putting Facebook ads together. It's amazing. And that is $99 a month. Yeah. So, some really, really great stuff. And you can do it all for our 7-day challenge that's coming up. It's free, it's available to you. I'd love to have you join. There's no obligation. And at the end of it, if you really love the systems, I'll give you some great deals on those too. And how do you go ahead and start? Well, you just go to the 7-day challenge and go to gotclicks.biz, look for Find the Click and Find the Click Challenge and sign yourself up. It's simple as that. I would love to celebrate your success. I have so enjoyed talking to you about all this stuff and helping getting you jazzed for getting ready to find your click. So the next steps for you are to just head on out. I've given you the keys to the car. Go ahead and take her for a spin, 7-day free trial, and no obligation. If you don't want to do it, that's fine. But if you do, just head on out there and sign up. It's a lot of fun. I look forward to seeing you in Find the Click.